And it's, incredible to think that we first met Addison just 3 short months ago when she took the stage at the blind auditions on The Voice. But her wild and crazy journey would not have been possible had it not been for the persistence of one teacher who heard and believed she should share her talents with the world. Meet Mrs. Pierce.
In room 117 at Concordia Lutheran.
Okay, chicos, buenos días.
Mrs. Pierce's Spanish class is getting ready for finals.
Hoy tenemos nuestro examen. We have our test today. You'll be fine, yes.
And she's sending those positive thoughts to one of her former students who's tackling a rather different final.
Give it up for Addison Agen here in the finale tonight on The Voice.
I'm really proud of her. Just really proud she was ready for this.
Addison took Mrs. Pierce's Spanish class last year.
Los and las, excelente.
And she's now, of course, in LA, anxiously awaiting to see if she'll be crowned winner of The Voice in tonight's results show.
Always stay humble and kind.
I just love the fact that America is falling in love with her also.
She's not one to admit it, but Mrs. Pierce actually played a pretty big role in Addison's success.
It's a God thing. I just know that this was a path that, I feel blessed.
The story begins last year when she went to one of Concordia's volleyball games.
Remember just hearing this most beautiful voice singing the national anthem, and I remember just being in awe.
It was Addison, and she knew she had to say something, perhaps try out for one of those singing shows on TV.
Because her voice was just that beautiful.
Mrs. Pierce, by the way, is not a singer. And she doesn't play any instruments, just an admirer of a beautiful voice, and Addison was thankful.
She said, "Thank you so much, Mrs. Pierce," and I actually, and I just told her, I'd help you out.
As luck would have it, Mrs. Pierce met Addison's mom a few months later. Again, she felt like she had to say something about an audition. Addison's mom said she'd look into it. Then Mrs. Pierce got to hear Addison sing once again, this time at chapel. It was now looking more and more like fate. The Voice had auditions right around the corner.
So I emailed Mom and Addison, and Mom, signed her up immediately.
The adventure was on. Addison and her mom packed their bags, and Mrs. Pierce drove them to Chicago for the weekend to audition for the show.
We were sitting in line with tons and tons of people. At that moment, you're like, you know what a wonderful adventure.
Part of enjoying the adventure was capturing the moments.
But you're in none of those pictures.
You know what? It was there. I always feel like I wanted to capture this for them. It was their moment.
Candid mother-daughter moments, enjoying a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and realizing things were about to change.
I hear her saying, "Thank you, God," and I can't believe this is all happening.
We all know what happened from then on. And tonight, win or lose, Addison has got a bright future ahead of her.
When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around.
It just took a spark that lit a fire for Addison to chase her dreams.
I don't know, that just fills my heart, just that someone is accomplishing their dreams.
Teachers do so much more than educate, don't they? They inspire.